Hello, everyone. It's Sunday once again. It's Christmas Eve, and I do apologize for the time confusion. It's my fault. I gave him the wrong time. Our guest is actually in Denmark. He's not in the UK, but it's just gone after 3 o'clock in the UK, and I think it's 4 o'clock in Denmark, and it's after 11 in the evening in the Philippines, in Manila. I hope some of you, my dear friends in Manila, are still joining us live. I know you're all getting ready for the midnight mass and the Noche Buena, and it's like I could almost smell, like puto bongbong and spaghetti barbecue for the Noche Buena later this evening or later at midnight. I really miss Christmas in the Philippines, but hopefully someday I will get there. Anyways, so he's back. My special guest for Christmas Eve is, he's him and his band. They're synonymous with Christmas, really, here in the UK, and I think all over the world now. Um, so I don't need to really do any more introduction because we all know him. My dear friends, please welcome the legend, Mr. Don Powell.
All right.
Yay!
How are you, Anne? You okay?
I'm all right. How are you, Don?
I'm good. We're starting the Christmas festivities here already.
Yeah. Is there any sort of like traditional Danish Christmas that's different from say the UK or
Not really. I mean, it's more or less the same. They sort of we're celebrating a lot today because we have the children and grandchildren here. So they'll be going to their fathers a bit later on. But we've had a big celebration over the last few days here, and so it's been wonderful.
oh that's brilliant. And
Yeah.
how's Hannah and the family?
Everything's fine. She's at the moment. She's looking after grandchildren. So they're all in the next room, just to playing music and dancing and singing.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Well, we're not gonna do the usual, so like ask the drummer, because we've done that before when you
Okay.
guested on the show. So like 16 months ago, it was in August of last year.
Wow,
Um,
wow, I can't believe it's that long ago.
yeah. Well, this is a special one because what we're gonna do is we're gonna sort of like pick up where we left off. So like, because a lot has happened in 16 months. You've
Yeah,
been so busy.
yeah, it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful. I've been recording with different musicians. I've made a CD with some Danish musicians, which has
Oh wow.
been really nice. Sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's been wonderful. We've all actually been in the studio together. No machines, nothing like that. No computers. We all went in and played together as if we were in a band, which was
Oh,
wonderful.
oh, brilliant. Is it in Danish or is it English
In
song?
English, in
In
English,
English, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
in English, and yeah, and I've been recording. Would you believe with the original Slade bass player Jim Lee?
That's yeah. I'm going to ask you about that later in the show. But before we continue, I just want to say hello to Neil Barker. Neil is my colleague at King B Records. He said, "Hi Anna and Don, better late than never," because I told him it's going to be at 2 o'clock. So and he said 16 months has gone quick since the last time you were on Ask the Drummer.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Aiden O'Rourke, who's my sound tech, he said sound and vision excellent, which is really good.
Okay.
So, and Neil said, great to hear Don and Jim have been working together. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna sort of like ask you about that later on. What I'm gonna sort of like start is from when I saw you in real life at
Yeah.
Louder Than Words Festival in
Yeah.
Manchester.
Uh-huh.
That was amazing.
Seems like after all this time as well, Anne.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Well, it's like I was so shocked because I was volunteering at the Louder Than Words festival, and you were there, I think, on a Friday night,
Uh-huh. I
and
think that was Friday, yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you were, I think you were interviewing the author of the Slade book, Whatever
That's
Happened
right.
to Slade.
Yeah, yeah. We thought we'd do it that way round, because I don't know whether you've read the book, Anne, but he's done a great job.
Right.
Yeah, he's done a fantastic job, and he's done a lot of research on his own, and he's got some great things that have never been included in any Slade books before. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
it was really interesting for me to read. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so it was wonderful.
Yeah, I missed that night because I was supposed to do volunteering that night as well, but I went to a gig somewhere, so I'm
Okay.
really sorry I missed it. But it
Oh,
must have been so like strange for you to be interviewing someone and asking about your life, asking about yourself.
actually, it's quite interesting. Actually, it was Daryl, the guy who wrote the book. It was his idea actually, and when I read the book, I mean, I could ask him about things, but he'd done so much research, and he got everything really spot on. And it was great to sort of talk to him about it, because it's not very often that when authors write books, that there's always something that they're not quite together on. They haven't probably done all their research properly.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
Daryl had done a lot of research, and he'd done a great job. And it was nice just to speak to him about things. He mentioned lots of things that have never been included in books before, in biographies before, about the road crew and people like that. The people who never get talked about, and people don't
yeah,
realise
yeah.
without these guys, the show wouldn't go on.
Yeah, yeah. Well, was there anything that he wrote about you that you've forgotten about that you,
Not,
that you didn't know?
not really. I think no. I think he was spot on, and he done, like I said before, he'd done an amazing amount of research, and it was great to read. It was nice to read a book this time where I didn't want to put it down. I didn't want to put the book down because
Yeah.
it was so good what he'd done.
Yeah, well, that's good. Well, on Saturday morning, that's the first day that I did my voluntary work, and my co-volunteer was so like showing me the ropes. So when we went down to the place where you were having breakfast, and then I saw you there, I was like, oh my god,
Oh,
oh my god! But I didn't want to sort of like disturb you at
you
first
should,
because
you should come out to that.
well,
Because I was just talking to the people, like to the organisers from the festival,
yeah,
from the
yeah.
Louder Than Words. Oh, you should have come up and introduced
Well,
yourself, Anne.
Well, I did because like when I got back up to the staff room, so I was telling our supervisors that I was sort of like, oh my god, I've just seen Don Powell. He's having his breakfast there downstairs. And
Yeah,
then my supervisor said to me, you better if you want a photo with him, if you want to say hello to him, you better do it now because he's leaving for Denmark
yeah.
straight
Oh,
away. So and my colleagues were also my co-volunteers were all saying that it was so nice of you on Friday night that you were in the staff room and you were chatting to all of them and having coffee and biscuits and all.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's my. I love my sweet things. I love like chocolate, sweets, and biscuits. It's hardly rock and roll, is it?
Yeah.
But,
But anyways, I'm glad that they let me. So like I actually had a really good photo of you and I'm sorry to the person you were chatting to. I'm not sure who he was, but I just sort of like had to interrupt you and say hello to you. And so
okay, yeah, that was fine. That was fine. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So I also want to say hello to Jonathan Preston. He said hi Anna and Don. You haven't missed much, Jonathan, because we just started so like at 3 o'clock.
Okay.
So yeah. So that was really lovely. I finally got to meet you in real life, which is
Okay.
just for me, it's
Yeah.
just
Great.
amazing. I need to sort of like get a copy of that book by Daryl Easley
Yeah.
because the one the one that I've actually got, and I believe he was there on Friday night, was this one,
Oh yes. Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is
Yeah. That's right. That's right. The first time I met him as well.
Malcolm
And,
Wyatt.
yeah.
Yeah,
And so we had our photographs together. Yeah. But no, it was a good night. It's a shame I couldn't be there for the weekend, but I had things to do back in Denmark. Lots of photographs and interviews to do over here as well. So I could only be there for the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna say massive shout out to Malcolm White because I feel really honored because I've actually got an entry in this one.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, he's a good guy. He's a
He
nice guy.
was a good guy.
Yeah,
Well, it's really strange because everyone in there is so like I was there. They were like big fans from the 70s and
yeah,
80s. But my entry was like I wasn't there because I wasn't because I grew up in the Philippines and oop. Are you okay?
yeah. What was that? Sorry, Anne, what was that?
Yeah, because I grew up in the Philippines, so
Yeah,
my entry is saying that I wasn't there. I wasn't actually at in the UK at the time, so I
no,
didn't. I wasn't able to sort of, like go to the gigs and see Slade gigs and
oh
things
yeah,
like that. So, but in the Philippines, I think we talked about it the first time you were on Ask the Drummer that uh, "Come on, Feel the Noise." That amazing song was
yeah.
actually. I thought it was a Quiet Riot song.
Well, a lot of people thought that, and it's amazing, you know. A lot of people thought that. That was so strange, but because they took it to number one in America in the 80s, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
We
did.
we released it in the States in the 70s, and it did nothing at all. But yeah, and that quite right. They sort of they got us noticed in the States again in the 80s, and
That's true.
so it worked pretty good for us.
Yeah, and in the Philippines as well.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so
Well,
I wasn't aware when I was growing up in the Philippines. I wasn't aware of Slade because
no.
even the Christmas song, I
Okay.
don't think we even heard that in the
Oh,
Philippines. Maybe they play it now.
okay.
I'm sure they play it there now. But
Okay.
when I was a teenager, I never heard about Slade's
Well,
Merry Christmas, everybody.
you know the story about that, don't you? Merry Christmas. We were on a world tour in 1973. We were on a world tour, and we had a week off in New York in July of 73. It was a heat wave of 100 degrees, and that was the only time we could go in the studio to record a Merry Christmas. And it was 100 degrees heat wave, and there we were singing Merry Christmas. It was very strange.
Yeah, it's funny because I've just sort of like done this like a Christmas quiz. I can't remember now which newspaper it is, but anyways, one of the questions was where did Slade record Merry Christmas
Oh,
Everybody, and
okay.
it's got so like the choices. I didn't realize it was New York. I think I chose New Orleans or something
Okay, no, New York. It was New York in the summer, and there's a heat wave of 100 degrees.
like. Well, I heard Neil Barker said that I heard Daryl talking about the book on a podcast, and he's looking forward to actually reading the book. So Neil's got a copy of it,
Yeah,
and
he will enjoy it, Anne. He will enjoy it.
yeah, yeah. And Andy Coy, hello Andy. He said it's Christmas. Well, I have to wait until I have to ask you that later. Before I
Okay,
let you go. So,
okay.
um, yeah, I really love this book. This not only because I've gotten into it, but
Yeah,
I was reading all the different like musicians. Like these are like musicians I love, and they're
okay.
all like big fans of
I know
Slade.
it's strange, you know, that we find out about this much later. That some people come up and speak to us, you know, and I remember one time in the States, and I was sitting at breakfast. I think it was in Los Angeles. It was at breakfast, and this guy comes over, and he was talking. He was sort of saying how much he loved Slade and the different records, and I said, "Oh, that's nice, really nice." I said, "Are you in the music business?" And it was Gene Simmons from Kiss. I, because he hadn't got all the makeup on and
Oh, yeah, he did.
all the clothes. I didn't know who he was.
Oh my! Well, of course, without the makeup on, so like could
Oh,
be it.
I didn't know who it was, but it was really funny afterwards. It was really funny. We were laughing afterwards.
Yeah. Well, Jordan Preston said, "Did you meet John Lennon in the New York studio?"
Yeah, well, we never met him in the studios when Chas Chandler was our record producer at the time. When he was mixing some of our tracks in New York, it was the same studio, the record plant that John Lennon used, and he went in to say hello to Chas, and he really liked some of the songs that we recorded there. So that was a nice compliment anyway.
Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, but you never got to meet him now.
I never got. I've met Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr. I played drums for Ringo Starr. He was doing a concert here in Denmark, and I arranged to go and see the concert. And
Yeah.
we did meet Ringo back in the 70s in Los Angeles. He came to one of our concerts in Los Angeles in the 70s. Anyway, I got backstage and he said to me, "Do you want to get up on stage and play?" And I said, "You try and stop me." So I played his drums, Ringo's drums, on the last two songs of the show, which was with a little help from my friends and Give Peace a Chance.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And
Yeah.
I've got the photographs to prove it, Anne.
Yeah. And I hope it's on YouTube as well. Maybe a video of it on YouTube or something. Hopefully.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to have a look. I don't know. Maybe,
Yeah.
or maybe it was. I don't know. But yeah,
Yeah.
but that was
Well,
a wonderful experience for me anyway.
oh, I'm sure it was. Yeah. But another entry that I like on this book is John Robbs, who's the boss of Louder Than Words. It's like, I remember I saw like when I saw John Robb that morning on Saturday, and then
Okay.
I said to him, "Oh my God, I've just had a photo with Don Powell," and he said to me, I mean, I remember him sort of like saying, "Now there's a proper drummer."
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he did say in his entry that you're a real powerhouse drummer. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
like that's really good. And
Yeah.
also Susie Quattro wrote the foreword to this book as well,
Okay.
which is
Okay.
yeah, she did. And I think we talked about the album that you released with her and what's it
And
called?
discuss.
Andy Scott, yeah, from Sweet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was great. How that came about. Sweet Slade and Susie Quattro had done a concert in Germany, and Susie, Andy, and myself were sitting around in the restaurant after the concert, and we just talking. It was Andy Scott who said, "This would make a good band." And then Susie's manager, her husband, contacted me about a month later and says, "Are you still up for doing this?" And we made the album, the three of us, at Peter Gabriel's studio, and it was a great time. And he did really well in Australia. We actually toured Australia together for about 6 weeks because
wow, yeah, yeah.
the album went into the top 20 over there. So
That's
yeah,
yeah.
so we had a great tour there, Anne.
Yeah, well, Andy Scott actually did a second forward in that in this book, Wild, Wild, Wild. So it's like, and Susie Quatcher said that you're still buddies, you're still like
Oh
really
yeah,
good friends.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. We try and see each other as often as we can, But it's nice, and yeah, and Andy and myself are still in contact as well, so it's wonderful. And
yeah,
we're really big friends. It's
yeah.
good. We kept it.
Oh, it's
It's
lovely
like
cat. Yeah.
he likes to be part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, another entry that I would like to mention in that book is it John Coughlin or Colin? I don't
Yeah,
know.
Pablo from Status Quo.
Coughlin, yeah, yeah,
We're big
yeah.
friends. We've been big friends for many years.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's funny what he said in that book that I think he went to Australia and New Zealand. It's like four bands. So
Yeah.
Status Quo,
Lindy,
Slade, and then two other bands.
and it
And
was
then apparently when you're on the plane, they were like undercover police.
Yes.
Is
Well,
there,
we were being silly little schoolboys, ants. We sort of we started throwing food around and just drinks and things, and no, then we started. We had to have police escorts on the plane, but it was not. It was nothing, really bad. It was just like I said, like naughty little schoolboys, but it was that. And we've been the biggest friends ever since.
yeah.
Well, our very first UK tour in 1971 was us and Status Quo, and that's when we first got together, and we've been friends ever since.
Oh, that's brilliant. Well, I was like thinking. Apparently, you were asked if the police made any arrest, but nothing because I think
No,
you were
no,
all like
it, it,
well behaved.
yeah, it was only silly little schoolboy stuff, and it
Yeah,
wasn't anything serious, but they just gave us police escorts on the plane.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is sort of like one thing that I've discovered recently. Because as I mentioned to you before, I didn't really know about Slade until I got here in the UK, because not in the Philippines.
Okay.
But the one thing that I've noticed is people were doing this,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and I thought, yeah,
They'll still do. That was on one album cover, and that was our manager, record producer's idea. We had that, and he had the Slade on the knuckles. So we had Slade on the knuckles, and no matter where we go in the world, and people still do that in the audience. They still, it happened many years ago when we were in Australia. We were driving across the desert and we had to stop for some reason. And this hand came out of this bush like this with Slade on it, and he was an Aborigine.
oh wow,
He was an Aborigine, and he just said, "Okay, Slade," and then he just ran off. We never saw him, but he had the SLAD, on his fist.
yeah,
This is,
yeah.
this is in the middle of the desert in Australia.
Oh wow! Because the only reason I sort of like noticed this because Malcolm White like posted several photos of people holding copies of the book Wild Wild Wild, and
Okay.
I've noticed that some of the people doing it is they've got
Yeah.
this, and it was like, what is that?
Yeah, it happens. That's what it was, an album cover, and they're still doing now all over the
Yeah,
world where we go, even in Russia and places like that. They
yeah.
know that they do that. It's just incredible.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, I think next time I see you, I'm gonna do that as
Oh yeah,
well.
I'll watch it. You have to write Slade
I
on.
have to write Slade.
But
Well,
no,
yeah, well, I'm gonna ask you about the chart because, well, first it's the official singles chart. I've looked it up because apparently it was announced last Friday. So, the Christmas number one in the UK this year is Wham, which is
yeah.
last
Is it
Christmas.
is, is it Wham or the
Yeah,
What?
it's Wham. So it's
Oh, okay.
finally, yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So after 39 years since it was released, they finally got to number one. So
Wow. Wow.
yeah. Slade's Merry Christmas to Everybody is at number 33.
Oh, God.
So,
Yeah.
but at least but that song has been in the top 40 every year for
I,
ages.
I can't believe it. I thought that everybody who got that record, it just keeps on selling. It's just amazing. And like it's 50 years old this year, and
Wow.
it's amazing, and it still
Yeah.
still keeps on selling. And it's amazing also, that we've had 24 hit records, and people only ever remember Merry Christmas. So
Well,
strange.
as I've mentioned in my introduction, you're synonymous, like Slade
Yeah,
is like synonymous with Christmas, and it's like, you see it on social media that there are all these memes that people saying Christmas already, like from October, November. They
yeah.
do this one with Noddy Holder. It says, "Not yet. I haven't sold.
I know. Oh, yeah.
Not said it yet."
It's unbelievable. I mean, people keep on shouting it out in the streets when we're in the streets. people keep shouting out it's Christmas, like Noddy Holder shouts at the very end.
Yeah,
You know,
that's right.
yeah. Now it's really
Well,
funny.
yeah. Well, there is another chart that I'm really getting into at the moment. Is the
Yeah,
heritage chart.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes. Currently, there you've got a an entry there, which is Ding Dong Merrily. It's like
Yeah,
Don Powell's Occasional Flames,
that's right. Yeah,
and it's currently at number 22. But we're hoping because they don't announce it until 5 o'clock, and I
that's
think
right. Yeah. We have to wait for
yeah,
about another 30 minutes or another hour or something like that, you know.
yeah,
Yes.
but it's still open. The voting is still open, so
Yeah,
anyone like listening, please make sure you vote
that's
for
it.
Ding Dong Merrily,
That's
which is
it. So there's still plenty of time, at least another hour before the chart comes out, so people can still vote.
yeah, and it's
So,
anywhere in the world. It doesn't matter whether you're in the UK or
no,
in the
no,
Philippines or in Denmark. You can
anywhere,
vote for
anywhere in
it.
the world, anywhere in the
Yeah,
world.
yeah. But this is not your first entry in the heritage chart though. You've been in the heritage chart for I think
Yeah,
since it started,
yeah,
and there's one called, but this is like a different one. This is the Don Powell band,
that's
and
right.
you were number one with the remake of My Sharona,
That's right. Yeah.
and that's the one with Jim Lee.
That's right. Well, what it was, and he asked me to do some drums on something, some of the solo things he was recording. And I said, yeah, I will do drums on your things if you'll play guitar on my track. And
Yeah,
he said, yeah, that's fine. And it was great working together. And it was just, we fitted like an old pair of gloves, you know. So it was great to be working together again. And we're going to be working together in January. We're going to be recording together again in January.
oh, that's brilliant. That's
So
brilliant news. Yeah, as Neil said, it's great that you're playing together again.
yeah,
But that track, My Sharona, that
yeah.
actually got to number one.
Yeah, it did
Yeah,
really good for us, and like I said, we'll be recording again in January. Some new things. I can't tell you yet, but if you keep in touch, then we can talk some more like this. And
yeah,
yeah, we
yeah.
can, we can definitely talk some more.
Yeah, and apart from the Don Powell band's My Sharona, there's another one called The In Betweens, and
Yeah.
again, that's you and Jim Lee as well. But-
What? Who? That's myself and Jim and two guys, Johnny Howells, who was the singer, and Mick Marston, the guitarist. They were the two guys who got me starting playing drums back in 1963, I think it was. We were in a band together, the three of us. You know,
Yeah,
we're only playing like at birthday parties and at wedding celebrations and youth clubs and things like that. But yeah, so we're going to be recording together again. There's like Johnny, Mick, myself, and Jim Lee. So that's
yeah.
that's in January, Anne.
That's you started as the vendors, and
Yeah,
then
that's
it
and
became
that's with these two guys, Johnny and Mick, and that's
yeah,
what we're recording. And so we're doing that in January. We're doing some
and
more recordings in January.
yeah. The track is called "The Train Kept a Rolling,"
Yeah,
and
that
that was
that was the last one we recorded.
yeah.
We're recording some new things in January
In
next year.
January. But
Yeah,
that was like the in betweens. That became Slade,
yeah,
didn't it? That's
yeah.
all.
That's it. Well, it's in between the band that I was in with Johnny and Mick, sorry, and then Dave Hill joined, and then that's how we became Slade eventually.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, the Heritage Chart. I still I was chatting to my colleague about these because I still don't understand how it works.
Well,
Because the songs that they put in there, is it just something that Mike Reed picks up on or
I'm the same as you, and I don't really know. It's you have to vote. vote for it. But I don't know how it comes about. I don't know how it starts. All that, I
Yeah.
never knew about it until like when we did the things before. But yeah, you have to vote. It's a new thing for me, Anne.
It's yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And it also I also found out that it's got a TV show. It's
Okay.
almost like Top of the Pops, but
Okay. I think they show some of the videos on there, Anne, because
yeah,
I know Mike Reed really well, who's part of the Heritage Charts, and he said, "Oh, just keep sending me videos so I can maybe show them on the Heritage show." So
yeah,
it's all new to me, Anne. It's all very new to me.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I find it really exciting because
Me
I
too.
do like I like Top of the Pops, and it's a shame that we don't have that anymore.
No, it is a shame because that was the only pop show on English TV back in the 60s and 70s, and I don't know why they stopped using it. Very strange.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but now that we've got the heritage shot, it's actually they do so like it's on TV again.
so it's okay again. So that works okay again. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to say hello to Monty Mendigoria, who's watching us from the Philippines. He says Merry
Okay.
Christmas, guys.
Well,
So, um, Don Powell's Occasional Flames. You released a Christmas album, which is this one.
that's
Never mind the bubbles.
never mind the baubles. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And
This is absolute. Yeah.
sorry.
This is brilliant because it's got
Yeah,
the single. It isn't really Christmas until Noddy starts to sing.
that, that's it. That's it. Well, we all did because that album went down really quickly. We recorded that really quickly, and but that was great fun. That was great fun to do.
Yeah, yeah. And you didn't you sort of like do an album launch at the Water Rats, I
That's
believe.
it. Yeah, we did that. We did that a few months ago, and we just played for about 30 minutes, and it's a great thing. It's all right. I've got our cat here that keeps running up and down. Look.
You want, you want to join.
He keeps running. I'm frightened in case he presses some buttons and we get cut off. No, we did that launch at the Water Rats, and we did the launch at the Water Rats with the Don and the Dreamers.
All right.
Yeah,
So is this so like a different set of musicians from
yeah.
Occasional Flames?
Don and the Dreamers are Danish musicians, and that they contacted me, and we recorded an album here in Denmark, and
Yeah, yeah,
that did really well. And we did a showcase at the Water Rats. It's a really nice little venue, Anne.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
actually saw John Moss.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got a new band called Ridiculous, and I went to see him there at the Water.
Okay.
It really is a good venue.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Good.
Yeah, well, Aiden said that he remembers all the Slade hits, not just Merry Christmas, from Toad the Pops, and played it on his old dance set record player at full volume. That was great times, he
Yeah.
said.
Yeah. Well, it was good times there. Lots of lovely memories.
Yeah, and Neil said Neil loves cats, and he wanted to know what's your cat's name.
Oh, well, there's one called. How do you say? This is just like we call the one Noddy because it's the same. He got the same color hair as Nod, you know. And yeah, so yeah, I don't think Nod knows yet.
Well, you don't have a cat called Dave and
No,
Jim. That's just naughty.
not yet, not yet.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, so you've got so many like bands at
Yeah,
the same like doing at the same time. So Dawn and the Dreamers,
yeah,
Occasional Flames,
yeah. And
um
the Don Powell band.
the Don Powell band, and then
Yes,
in the in betweens.
yeah, yeah. So it's quite good. I love it. I really enjoy it, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, because
But
and
different. Each band has a different theme, so which is nice for me.
And
Yeah.
so, I mean, it's great that you're still playing. You're very busy, and because
It's wonderful. I really enjoy it, and it's great fun working with different musicians more than anything. Because remember, I've been with the same guys for many years, and it's nice to sort of have new ideas and different sort of styles of
yeah,
play.
yeah,
So and that's been really fun, Anne. That's been really fun.
yeah. Well, Andy Coy said that "Miles Out to Sea," my favorite Slade song.
Okay, that's funny enough. That's the one that Jim Lee sang. Jim Lee sang that one.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
that's good. Yeah, yeah.
on the original Slade recording, it was Jim Lee who sang lead vocal on that one.
Okay. You've got a website. I've actually saw like when I was like doing a bit of googling, and in your website, I know you said that you can't tell us about the project that you're doing for next year, but it actually says that you're gonna be releasing a new single on the 20th of January.
That's right, yeah, and that's with that's with the Don Pattle band. Yeah,
Is
so
that,
that's yeah.
yeah. Is that the one with Jim Lee as well, or is that?
No, Jim Lee's not on that one, but it's the band of English musicians who I've got, and it's a song. I don't know. It was a song recorded by a group called The Look, and it was called "I Am the Beat."
IMDb, yeah. I
And
actually, yeah, I looked it up on Discogs because it did say that it's a remake of I Am the Beat. So I
that's
sort of like typed it in,
yeah. So
and
that's the cover we've done, Anne. Because I know I met Johnny, the singer with The Look, back in the 80s. I used to see him quite a bit, and he used to live near where I lived in when I was living in London. And
yeah,
so I got to know John. I haven't seen him for many years, Anne, so I don't know. But I hope we can meet again soon. Especially
yeah.
because he actually wrote the song, and so it'll be nice to meet him again.
Well, all the four members of Slade, you're all still very active, right? Is Noddy Holder still
Uh,
active, so like doing
Not so
things?
much. He had a bit of an illness recently. They sort of found a small cancer in him, but
Oh,
it's all been cleared now. He's all okay, and I just think he likes to take things easy, and sort of he does quite a bit of radio work. He does
all right.
a lot of
Yeah,
radio work now, but yeah. So yeah, we still keep in touch.
yeah. And Dave Hill is still doing sort of like
He's still
music as well.
playing. He's still doing it, and like I say, Jim Lee still does quite a bit of solo recordings as well. And now I've started recording with him, which has been really fun, really,
Yeah,
a lot of fun. So that it's been good.
well, I don't know if you want to sort of like answer this, but what I wanted to ask is, do you see you sort of like all four of you getting back together and maybe doing
About
some
uh,
music?
uh, never say no, but but who knows? I don't know, man. Let's wait and see. It'll be
Yeah, it's good that you and Jim Lee are sort of like doing
yeah.
music together.
Well, that's half of us anyway.
Yeah. Well, Neil said that he loves I Am the Beats, so he's really interested to hear your version of it. So,
Okay. Well, I
yeah.
think I think you will like it.
Yeah, and that's according to your website is on released on the 20th of January.
That's
So
right.
that's
Yeah,
something to look forward to.
yeah.
And
That's it.
I'm sure that's gonna be sort of like picked up on the heritage chart again.
We'll
So
wait. It'll be nice. It'll be nice if it does. So we'll just wait and see.
yeah, yeah. I don't actually sort of like see you retiring soon
No,
because
no.
you love what you're doing and you
Yeah.
just
It, it,
yeah,
I love it. It's great fun, Anna. It's great fun. Doing what I love doing. It's
yeah,
wonderful.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, any sort of like plans of doing gigs maybe in the UK next year, or no
No,
plans yet?
nothing planned at the moment. We'll just see what goes on and see how. We still got quite a bit of more recordings to do, so we'll just see what happens.
Yeah. Um. Well, it would be because I missed out on the Water Rats gig because
Yeah,
I think it clashed with another one. but,
okay, but
but hopefully next time you're back doing gigs in the
Well,
UK.
I will try and let you know if we do the water because I really like that gig. It's a great place. I love it there.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
do you regularly play in Denmark as well, or?
Not really. I mean, I've done a few things with different with the Dreamers, sort of thing. Yeah, and it's been good fun because it's nice playing with different musicians. I've played with the same guys for so long, and it's nice to play with different people.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm really so like looking forward to all your
Yeah.
amazing projects.
Well,
'Cause
let's keep in contact, Anne, and then I can let you know what's going on. And then if you do the water rats again, please come along.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I would love to sort of like do that. But if you want to sort of like just tell everyone again about Ding Dong Merrily,
Yeah,
which is still on the heritage chart.
yeah.
So
I
if you
can
want to
say
just tell them to
what I'll
vote.
say. Well, if listen to Don Powell on the Anne Nazario show, and if you can try and find your way to vote for Don Powell's Occasional Flames version of Ding Dong Medley on the Heritage Charts, it'll be very, very much appreciated, people.
Yeah, yeah, please do that. And can I just also like ask you? I mean, the words for this is I think it's Paul Cookson who's done this. This there's one song that I thought where it says Christmas time is rubbish.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah. That was a bit. That was a bit tongue in cheek. That was, a bit of a joke. So really,
because I think every so like Christmas song, every major Christmas song was so like mentioned in this, and it's the opposite of
yeah, I know. We thought we'd do that. It was more of a joke than anything else. As so that was it.
it.
It's like you said. There's so many Christmas records out, and we thought we'd make a bit of a joke about it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so I'm sure. So like, um, any what's your plan? Or so you're just gonna sort like spend Christmas and New Year with the family
Oh
and
yes, yes. We're here now. All the children and grandchildren are here. So we had mother and father here yesterday. So yeah, it's going to be a big family thing.
yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I have to sort like because this has to be done really. When I when I asked you to sort like if you could sort of be my guest for a Christmas special, and you said yes, I was like yes, because Christmas, Don Powell, Slade. This really has to be done.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, and do you want to just sort of like do that thing
Yeah,
at
I
the
will
end of the
say
song?
this is Don Powell here. I'd just like to wish everybody a wonderful Christmas and just think about the song. Merry Christmas, everybody. Thanks a lot, people.
Yeah, it's Christmas.
Yeah,
That was great.
I can't shout it as good
You
as that.
but now that you're here and you've saw like officially, this is officially now Christmas because
Yeah.
you're here and you've said Happy Christmas to us. So thank you so much, Don. I
No,
mean, this is amazing. It's
well,
so
thank you so
good.
much, Anne. But
And
let's keep in contact, Anne, and then we can do this as much as you want.
oh, thank you
Yeah,
very much. I will do. I've got your contact details, so
yeah,
I
of
will
course.
always
Yeah.
send you.
But
So happy Christmas to you and your family,
yeah, and the
and
same for you, Anne. I hope you have a wonderful time.
thank you, and enjoy the new year as well. See you. Hope to see you again in the new year.
Well, you will do. Thanks a lot, Anne.
Thank you.
Bye,
See you, Don. Bye.
bye,
Bye.
bye.
Bye. Oh, thank you so much, everyone. That was so good. I do apologize for the confusion about the time because I thought I said it's gonna be 2 o'clock in the UK, 3 o'clock in Denmark, but we got there in the end. It's a really nice, a special episode. So like have him on the show for the Christmas one. Thank you all so much for joining us live, and I hope you enjoy your Christmas wherever you do, and I'll see you all again for the special New Year's episode of Ask the Drummer. We're going to have another drumming legend for next Sunday. And don't forget, you still have time to vote for Ding Dong Merrily by Don Powell's Occasional Flames. And while you're at it, there's also Daniel Takes the Trains, Be Happy. They're currently on number 13. So, it would be nice to get them, both of them in the top 10. So, yeah, that's it for me for now. So I'll see you all again next week. Happy Christmas, everybody. As always, love music, love life, love, love, love drummers. Thank you so much, Don Powell. It's official. It's Christmas. See you all next week. Bye for now. Bye.